早上好, Hong Kong. This felt very special to me because I was born in China and this is my first time attending KubeCon China. And this is also my first time in Hong Kong. I still remember in 2016, I attended KubeCon North America. It was in Seattle, November, very rainy, and like everybody else, I was traveling to KubeCon North America in Seattle, trying to figure out what Kubernetes is and how do I stay relevant to the Kubernetes and cloud-native ecosystem. Now, this reminds me exactly like that because the attendee is also about 1,000 people. It's my first time come to KubeCon China, was my very first KubeCon in Seattle 2016. What's changing though is we no longer talk so much only about Kubernetes. We talk a lot about AI in this conference. What I believe was 10 years ago, Kubernetes was the changing agent for cloud native, and today, AI is the changing agent for cloud native. Not only AI and agents are forcing us to rethink compute, network, and storage in Kubernetes and cloud native related projects, AI is also challenging us to rethink some of the fundamental building blocks in Kubernetes, such as pods and services. What do I mean by that? If you ever deploy AI agents using some of the most popular open source agentic AI framework, you probably know that many of the agents, you don't run them as pods in Kubernetes, and agents typically are invoked by a human, so you have to figure out who is actually invoking on behalf of which user. So the pods may not be the right building block for agents. With the recent work of Kubernetes SIG network, we discover through inference gateway, Kubernetes services are not sufficient to help us represent inference workload. That's why the community innovated and introduced concepts such as inference pools, endpoint picker, to allow us to more accurately represent a load balancer between large language model based on the availability of large language models and what metrics and what models it can serve. AI is also challenging the way we're looking at security in Kubernetes. As I mentioned earlier, AI agents may not be the right, pods may not be the right building blocks for AI agents, which means pods identity may not be the right identity for AI agents, and AI agents are doing work on behalf of a human, so it's asking us to rethink about cloud-native security. What I believe is the most complex in our cloud-native ecosystem is not about AI, it's actually about the complexity of our ecosystem. How many of you have seen the very complex cloud-native landscape we have? There's like 300 plus, almost 1,000 projects out there, right? So as any new user come to cloud native, they have to kind of suffer the pain, the complexity of learning cloud native projects. And I believe the next wave of AI is going to be around how do we bring a simplified user experience to cloud native users so we can reach out the next 10 million, the next 100 million users of cloud native, and which some of them may be your kids through conversational scales. Let me show you what I mean by that. All right, can you guys see my screen? All right, so this is my environment. I'm going to show you a simple agent I built. I'm using the GitHub MCP server, which is from MCP stands for Model Context Protocol, which you heard a lot. And it has a bunch of tools. So I loaded it into a K-agent framework, which is a new open source project in CNCF. And on my environment, I also have a couple of agents. So the one agent I built was an AI reliability agent. Let me dismiss this update. And you can see the agents. Can you guys see the fonts in the back? Is it good? Yes? All right, thank you. So you can see the agent is using a bunch of tools such as be able to create pull requests, create a branch, and be able to get YAML resource and a bunch of other things to allow me to ask agents through natural language. And this is a demo application I built using generative AI, which I want to show you the demo application I built. Throughout Argo application, I have synced the latest of my demo application to my Kubernetes cluster, which is running locally on my machine. So what I'm going to do is show you my Kubernetes cluster. As you can see, I have the demo application running in my cluster in the default namespace. I have Istio also running in my cluster. I have Argo and also K-agent running in my cluster. And I'm running Istio in the sidecar-less ambient mode. So what I have done is I've set up port forwarding to allow access from outside of the cluster to reach my demo application through Istio ingress gateway. So it's listening on port 888, which I'm going to try to go there, and hopefully, okay, so there's a problem with the site. And let's see if the new AI engineer agent, reliability agent, can help us troubleshooting what may be wrong. I actually did a little bit of troubleshooting yesterday, so I'm going to show you what I did yesterday, just to save us a little bit of time. So basically, as a user, I'm asking my agent, which I built, the demo service in the default namespace is not reachable from Istio ingress gateway. Can you debug? And the agent is going to do a bunch of things. You can see these are the tools it's trying to call, and we're not going to go through the details given the time. And the agent produced an analysis report, such as, well, the demo service exists, and the agent was looking at the virtual service resource, which is a legacy route configuration in Istio, and the agent is giving a bunch of recommendations and the next step. And the agent is asking me a little bit hints on would it continue with the step. So I decided to give the agent a little bit of hint because I'm using the new gateway API resource. So I use HTTP route to configure the routes between the Istio ingress gateway to my demo application instead of virtual service. I also give a hint to the agent, you can grab the GitHub repo of the demo application from the Argo application. And with the hint, the agent was able to locate my repository, which is KubeCon China on the Linsang. And the agent is going to do a search for HTTP routes and a bunch of other searches. So I said yes, and the agent is going to think out this is the HTTP routes, and then trying to figure out what's the problem. So the agent did notice the demo service was running on port 80, not 8080, and the agent did notice the mismatch could potentially causing the HTTP route not functioning. So the agent is going to ask me to verify the gateway listener. I said yes. And then the agent find out the gateway listener seems to be okay. And the agent has proposed a plan to me by updating the HTTP route to change the backend ref port from 8080 to 80, which is the port the demo service actually listens on. So the next the agent is going to create a Git branch and ask me, should I continue? So I said yes. And the agent is going to run a bunch of other tools, and it has the intelligence to decide what tool is going to run and notify me, look, I have created a pull request for the HTTP routes, and can you review the PR? So let's go there and review the PR together. So this is what the agent generated to me last night. When I click on the PR, I can, by the way, it's using my name because I passed my GitHub token, which is why it says Linsang. And it's proposed a PR on exactly what it described to me because of the port mismatch. So what I'm going to do is hit the merge button and confirm merge, which should have the change merged to my GitHub repository here. And back to the Argo, I'm going to sync the latest change of my GitHub back to my cluster through the GitHub approach. And now, finger crossed, I got to show you the demo application I built. Looks like it's loading. Sometimes the browser has a little bit cache. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to open a new browser and see if it's better. And I think it's trying to load. I'm not sure why it's taking a little bit longer. So thought I had pretty good connection here. So, oh, actually it did load here. All right, so the demo application, given the time, I'm going to only show you one demo, which I'm going to use my phone, if it works, to take a picture of the audience and try to analyze the mood of the audience. All right, I'm not seeing a connection. Somehow it didn't connect to my phone, which is a little bit odd. So what I'm going to do is try it one more time. All right, this normally is connect through Bluetooth. I actually don't see it normally fail. So I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm going to try it here and see if it's better. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to try my phone one more time. And hit the allow button. Somehow it didn't allow for my phone. So if that's the case, I'm going to try it on my FaceTime, see if it works. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the camera from this side and see if I can take a picture of you all. And do you want to be excited or happy? Come on, guys. All right, so let's take a picture right here. And what this is going to do is the demo application is going to send to the large language model running on my machine, which I use a Llama, and try to analyze the picture. So the mood seems to be one of the concentration and engagement as audiences are attentive and facing towards what they expect to be a speaker or stage. So that's the demo application I built and I was able to, using the AI reliability engineer agent to help me troubleshooting and figure out and be able to present the demo application for you. So to wrap things up, I believe through agentic AI, we have a great opportunity to enable the next generation of 10 million, 100 million of cloud-native users and provide a conversation-style expert agent sits next to them as they onboarding into the cloud-native ecosystem, help them navigate the complex cloud-native landscape, just like I was able to use GPS navigate Hong Kong first time. Thank you so much.